My name is Obinna Francis Ochim. I'm a freelance journalist, human rights researcher, and academic writer. So today I'm going to be presenting Unmasking Queerness in Igbo oral traditions, activism, and Wiki documentation. Next slide. I will start by defining I will start with objectives. Why I will start with defining queerness. Why queerness often denotes the state of being strange or different. In Igbo tradition, it represents the fluidity of gender. It embodies phenomena such as female husband, male daughters, Adama masquerades, and artistic expressions like the ones in in Area Tata, a popular gender non-conforming traditional musician in mid 20th century Nigeria. Through contemporary activism, researchers and journalists tell these tell these stories, though often in inaccessible forms. However, Wiki as an accessible online journal can serve as a form of activism that retells these stories in accessible ways, borrowing from and simplifying complex or academic forms for the lay population. Platforms like magazine, credible blogs, and online journals can actually serve as valuable source during wiki edits. However, many edit plus wiki editors often stay clear of historical and cultural edits, focusing instead on Egypt plus figures, which limits the availability of open source knowledge on these indigenous gender expressions. I started editing wiki this year, and from what I noticed, I noticed that a lot of queer Nigerian editors are focusing more on LGBT plus figures rather than ra- rather than rather than rather than history. This um this 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 focus leaves the documentation of our history to research to journalists and research and to research outlets. So yeah, next slide, please. Next slide. Okay. Yeah. These are the pictures. Okay. This is the picture. The first picture is female husband in Igbo land, and the second one is male daughters. In the context of pre-colonial Igbo oral traditions, queerness was not understood as a fixed sexual identity, but rather as a non-binary. These two the oral traditions um and cultural practices in Igbo culture review that they are concepts that allow individuals that allow individuals to express their gender differently, which is way different from Western idea of gender. For example, for female husband, which is the first picture, an older Igbo woman is allowed to take a younger wife in a traditional marriage ceremony to secure her to secure her to secure her lineage, particularly if she or her if her deceased husband has no males of successors. The younger wife would bear children with the male or with the male person, but the children will belong to the female husband. Though in Igbo culture, these are actually not um these are actually non-sexual, but the phenomenon shows that the the the, the phenomenon can actually be linked into what what that can actually be linked linked to what the, the definition of what the definition of queerness is. Yeah, so in the second picture, this is a male. this is male or male daughters. Or in this concept of an unmarried woman could be usually designated as a male daughter known as Obala, yeah, to inherit father's property and carry on his lineage. This role, thi- this role, this role we offer us social standing of a man, and she's expected to marry a wife, to bear children for her family, to bear children for her family. Yeah. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay. Yeah, yeah, okay. In the next slide, so these are actually gender identity. Like, sorry, the picture slide, not next slide. The previous pictures. Okay. No, the previous pictures. Not
The previous ones?
The previous picture.
previous picture.
The one
The
before.
previous
The one
picture.
I
that
have to
you.
get out. Wait.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's
the
this
one
one.
that had three people. The first. Yeah, this. So yeah, in these pictures, the first one is Adama masquerade. This is mostly worn by men, and represents community in Igbo culture. Some days back, I went to the wiki page of Adama masquerade, and I noticed that it wasn't populated 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 enough, despite the fact there are actually a lot of journal articles on research gates, and all of that detailing on this phenomenon. So I was able to populate the article a bit, and all of that. So the second one is area scatter, which is a gender non-conforming individual who existed in this in this uh in this 70s Nigerian society. When she actually she left her town during Nigerian civil war, and returned in the 70s after the war, and began performing for important figures in the society. So yeah, so the third one is Ogbanje's spirit, which could actually be which might be argued, to be to not a part no to not particularly be about gender, uh, 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 about 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 gender. Though there has been some cultural exploration about phenomenon, linking it to third gender, which which could be said which could be said which could be said to be to to be non-binary. Yeah. Next slide, please. Next slide. Hello. Okay. Yeah. Why it matters? For a long. Sorry. The upper slide. The upper one.
The one
Sorry.
before?
The upper one.
The one before?
Sorry. The last slide. Why it matters.
Yes, Vic, the one before.
Hello?
Yeah, this one. No,
Yes,
the one.
why it matters. Why it matters. Yeah. Why it matters. Okay. Sorry, why it matters, not activism.
Yes, Obinna is why
Okay,
it
yeah. Okay, why
matters.
it matters.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
it's.
why it matters.
That's the slide we can see now.
Okay, yeah. Yes, why it matters. For a long time, dominant conservative narratives have been the primary, 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 primary stories told on Wiki, leaving LGBT plus on narrative to be explored mostly by researchers and journalists. Accessible and well-referenced oral Igbo traditions on Wiki would offer greater visibility and representation for queer identities. Documentation and activism through Wiki can bring more cultural legitimacy to the average person accessing Wiki content. There's a growing body of queer queer literature and research gets of supporting arguments about the concept of female husband and maiden spirit. Visual artists such as Yagazi Emezi, Rosemary and Kayode, it have also documented queerness in Nigeria through fashion and queer bodies. Scholarly works like Male Daughter, Female Husband by Ifi Amadumi offer critical perspectives on queerness, while literary fiction such as Freshwater and the Death of Beck Oji explore queerness through cultural lenses like Ogwanji and reincarnation. Okay, next slide, please. Next slide. Next.
There's a
We can
video.
see the slide.
There's a video.
There's a
So yeah,
Okay.
it will
Yeah,
get.
yeah. These are worked by Yagazi Emezi documenting queer bodies and all of that. So like how queer photographers are documenting queer bodies through photography. They can also document queer bodies on Wikipedia. Next slide. Next slide.
We can see
Final
the next
slide,
slide now. There's a delay of a few seconds on the video for
Okay.
you. We can see what is Artivism.
So no, this is the first slide. Okay. Okay, yes, okay. What's activism? Activism is about using arts to advance social and political change. The publication of the Under the Dollar Tree in 2015 by Chinelo Aparanta marks as a major shift in Nigerian literature, inspiring a generation of young writers to write about queerness. In the wiki context, activism takes shape through countless editathons where young queer editors gather to edit wiki articles of oral traditions and connect them to queerness or underground questions, often supported by historical context. This sense of community fosters collaboration and the exchange of ideas. Wikipedia is often the first result public in public in public searches. The average layperson accesses most of the information through Wiki, while only a few navigate these research papers. Wiki Nigerian edit actions provide opportunities for individuals from diverse background from diverse backgrounds to edit from that diverse background to edit Wiki. Yeah. Next final slide, please. Yeah. Next.
We can see that slide now.
Okay, yeah. These are pictures like these are the pictures of Hausa men. This picture of like Yoruba women, and this is a picture of Igbo men. This is major highlighting three popular tribes in Nigeria, and how they and how they actually have and how this tribe also um um embodies spiritual- spirituality in gender or in gender identity. Yeah. Final slide. Yeah. Conclusion. In documenting with Wikipedia as a cultural archivist, it is important to understand what qualifies as a peer-reviewed journal article and to rely primarily on such sources. Avoid using unsourced or oral claims from personal blogs or social media, except at least to discover credible peer-reviewed materials. Documenting the cultural section of Wiki articles is a radical political act, as these pages are often visited by conservatives who believe they hold a monopoly over cultural narratives. This form of activism places you the the editor at the forefront of cultural resistance to document effectively and confidently. It is essential to verify your sources and ensure you can defend them. In doing so, your references becomes your strongest defense when cultural monopolies challenge your edits on Wikipedia as an open source of material. Thank you.